Strange way to start a video. I meant to do some filming on my drive up here, but since it didn't involve a Rover, I couldn't be bothered. And I did go to McDonald's, but I just had a coffee, so it wasn't even worth filming that. But I'm now in Birmingham in Travelodge for the Classic and Restoration show, just the Sunday. I have my little Rover t-shirt left over from, when was that? London Classic Car Show. That was a long time ago, 2018 or something. I have some beer and I'm about to meet my mates and go for a curry. So tomorrow should be a nice relaxing day, not doing any... Oh, look at that, weird jacked up Porsche. Interesting. I could watch cars all day. I'm such a loser. Yeah, tomorrow, relaxing day, not working on the car. I'm literally gonna sit there, chat shite, and look at cars. I'm on my way in. It's about, I don't know, 8:45. It's a lovely day. Getting busy already, and I've got a wristband, but I don't actually know if it gets me in early or not, or whether I'll have to wait until show opens. But I'll find out. I don't plan on doing loads of filming on other people's cars because there's much better people to talk you around the show. So I'll only stop and show something on the camera if it looks super cool or I know anything about it. Ta-da! Look, it's a show car. I think this might be the driest it's been in decades. I think it came off the road in 2014, but yeah. There she is in all her beauty. But let's look at some other cars. This is Spitfire Trading's extremely rare South African car. I believe it is the only V8 South African car ever built. And it has a lot of strange features, like it has Series 1 type bumpers, front and rear, but they're not the stainless or not the same as normal Series 1 bumpers. They're made of a different sort of steel. No sunroof, which for a high-spec car is a little unusual. The seats are quite different, so they appear to be the same, but the rear has integrated headrests, which you don't normally see. I thought at the time that front seats also had to have integrated headrests, but this one apparently doesn't. There are some other oddities that I can't show you unless... Is it open? Right, okay, here we go. So, Series 1 cars normally have bobbins on here, and this is supposed to be a Series 1 shell, even though it was registered in '83. But if you look here, it's got the crash bobbins on the back side of the B pillar, and there, but not on the front side, which is really weird. These are all super minor things that only an anal spotter like myself, and obviously Chris, club historian, Neil, will know, but yeah, bit of an odd one. Then we have JJ's gorgeous V8-S, and this car, another V8-S. I haven't seen this one before, so that's very nice as well. That's a later one with the side repeaters. Pretty cars. So, Rovers. Right, anyway, I won't do loads of filming of other stuff because you can watch other YouTubers who are much better at talking about cars than me. I will show you this one again because I love this. This has been here several times. I think it's a Rover 10. I haven't actually seen a lot happen with it, but it's just got that feel of good old Roveriness about it. I think something has happened. There's bits removed off it that weren't removed off it last time I saw it. Right, I'm gonna go get a coffee and chat Rovers. Yay! I've wandered away from the stand to just... I want to go up to the bric-a-bracy bit and the automobilia and that whole area and see if I can find some treasures. Don't know where it is though. Ooh, shiny. Was that E21? Nice. Auto jumble. That's the word I was looking for. There's so much crap I could buy. So I'm trying to restrain myself. I end up buying stuff because I think it's going to be useful, like track control arms and slave cylinders and stuff like that. Because I think, well, I'll grab it while I can, but then I realise I've got that already at home, so it's like spunking money up the wall for no reason. So unless I actually see something I need, I'm not going to buy it. I have found some more sound insulation stuff in a big roll, and I might buy it because it's heavy and I won't have to pay for postage, and I could use it on the diesel, so I might do that. And I'm trying to avoid the tool stalls because, again, I end up buying tools that I probably already have or can make do without. So engage saving money mode. I'm doing it. I'm actually walking away from the auto jumble without having bought anything, so that's pretty amazing. So my McDonald's budget for the drive home has increased. Let's go and look at barn finds. Ah, is that a replica? Some of those Countach replicas use Rover bits. Oh, more trim. I'm going to go have another look for under bonnet linings. This is where my V8-S should have been, really. Would have fitted in here great before I cleaned it up, because it kind of looked like more like that with moss on it and everything. But what I have seen is a real weird looking thing. I think it's a Cadillac, some sort of DIY pickup. Weird, cool, but weird. What do we have here? That, I think, is a British Airways Transit Riders Ground Fleet Services. So yeah, that kind of livery I associate with airports. So whether it was hammering up and down runways somewhere, whatnot, it does have a road registration. Heated lease, blah 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 blah. Yeah, there we go. British Airways. Transfer luggage from 85 to 95. That's cool. I once went to Heathrow to investigate a fire in a transit, a BA transit, but it was a Smiley, not a Mark II. That is cool. Like it. Now, I was attracted to this stand for two reasons. One is that, which is rather cool. But yeah, I was also chatting to the guy about dinitrile products because I'm a big fan of their cavity waxes and now the 447 rubberized stuff. But he's also telling me about 445, which is what this is done in, and it's probably not suitable for my sort of SD1 restorations, but it's pretty cool. It's a bit, well, it's a bitumen based one, so you can't overpaint it, which is why I don't want it. But it's one of those self-healing ones, so if you touch it with your fingers, although it doesn't come off, it does feel tacky. And basically, what's that other product that's been marketed heavily at the moment? Can't remember the name of it now, but basically it's similar to that. It does look good, but just not for SD1s. You might have gathered that irritating beeping was the end of the show. It's traditional that you all lean on your horns. That doesn't work so well if you've got a rusty, shitty car with no battery in it and no horns, but there you go. Within minutes of the end of the show, it all looks very different. All the banners are down. You can actually see more cars than you thought were here previously. Things you hadn't spotted. Like this little beauty. Leather. Most people who own those have the nickname for it of Hyacinth. Montego Estate, Countryman. Very nice. Is that it is a turbo with MGF wheels. Cool. And there are too many cool cars I want to own. I had a Metro, I really enjoyed it. Oh, look at that. Wolseley. That is the sister car to my old 827 SOA. Mine was J543 SOA. There is lurking over here another SD1. Ta-da! We have a V8-S without the boot spoiler. I don't recognise that one. BRMs, lovely little things. Another Hyacinth. Right, I'm gonna go back to the car, get a lift out of here, get the trailer, get my car, come back in when I can. Oh, Applejack Metro. Yummy. Blather, blather, chatty, 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 blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. MG Owners Club, and what's there? A ZR race car. Just like I race, or raced. It's now up for sale on eBay, but yeah, that's our championship. They're changing from Lancaster Insurance to Adrian Flux, and I think Tim is here somewhere today, or his car was meant to be. I can't see it. Yeah, I'm glad not to be racing, but budgetary constraints and time constraints. So lucky SD1, they're all getting more time and money than they otherwise would have been getting. Right, let's get back to the car, wherever the hell it is. I can't remember. Somewhere in this hall. Is it over there? There it is. Yeah, let's go that way. I said I wouldn't film much about other cars, but I wanted to film this one. I love Range Rover Classics. You can't really see inside, you can only see my reflection, but that must be a very rare car. It's 200 TDI Classic. So this is when they got sick and tired of the VM diesel and decided to put a proper engine in. So theoretically, if it fits in that, I could probably fit one in my diesel SD1. But that would be admitting defeat on the VM. I don't actually know if there's anything wrong with my VM. I don't think there is, but can't get a shot of the interior. But yeah, I love classics. I would really like one, but if I took one home, I think my missus would definitely kill me. My grandparents had 3 of them, same as they had the SD ones, so hence why I have a fondness for them. It's all the nostalgia and being driven around by my granddad around Manchester in his, he had was it a 3.5 car, but then a 3.5 fuel injected, and they were both white, and then he had a gold Vogue SE 3.9, and they were just such cool cars to bowl around posh bits of like Altrincham and Manchester as a kid, thinking I was a celebrity or something because my granddad had a really cool car. I also wanted to show the airbrush work on this. So I know you can do like vinyl wraps and stuff with graphics on, but you can't beat actual airbrush work. It's really cool. One final look at the fleet. As much as I like the Targa Red, because I did have a Targa Red V8-S, I actually prefer the Moonraker and silver, which is why I've got my silver one and a Moonraker one. But I think it really suits the car, and I know Sporty should be red like that one, but Moonraker is cool. This is totally, well, it's not original, but it's done up original. It's just missing the side stripes, but it's colour right the way down to the sills, which is how they should be on the later cars anyway. That being a B reg, it doesn't. Bonnet is back on the V8-S, as is Bill. I hope his shorts don't come out orange. But yeah, bonnet secured, rust on the floor. I thought that was a used condom. The car is not that exciting. Oh my god, hold on. See, how did I miss that? That's very cool. That was very well done, Neil. I'm surprised, well, I'm not surprised, but I'm admiring your positioning. That was very well driven. It's almost like you've done it before, isn't it? Yeah. This place is cool, but my least favourite bit is getting the fuck home. And fair play, it's about as well organised as it could be, but it's still a bit of a bitch. That's alright, isn't it? We have lights. It's like somebody actually took the time to fix them this time. And there's Neil driving off into a beautiful sunset. Beep, beep. I'm gonna wait here a little bit longer, I think. It's surprising how fast this empties, but I'd rather wait a couple more minutes than sit in a queue burning diesel, getting irritated. Yep. The other day people were bitching me out for putting an SD1 on a trailer the wrong way round to do less than 3 miles. That is a Cosworth on a probably equivalent trailer being towed by an A4. So yeah, I shouldn't be worried really, should I? It is afternoon time. I'm powering up with coffee. Took the bonnet off and shoved it under the car so people could have a gawp at my really rotten chassis rail. Down there. And put it on full lock. So people could see the horror. I'd rather have that than a VW1, I think. It's pretty cool. I admitted defeat and did buy stuff. So that's foam for rebuilding a heater matrix. It's really hard to find adhesive foam that's soft enough so that when you close the flaps on a heater matrix or air diverter, it actually closes the flap and compresses the foam. So that's open cell, but it's super squidgy. And then big sheets of bitumen pads for $5 each, which is a lot cheaper than buying it from other suppliers and getting it posted to you, where you pay loads for the carriage. This stuff's heavy. Back to the car. I say it pretty much every time I come to these shows, but when it's a static show, you don't get to hear the cars running. It doesn't feel the same as an outdoor show. But if you're interested in the cars and how they actually sound and look when mobile as alive machines, if you can have such a thing, it's standing out at the gates, the exit gates, and watching them. It adds a different sort of feel to the thing. I better go and get in my ride. I'm getting a lift out in the luxury saloon. We are about 5 minutes from the end of the show, so I thought I'd show you around Neil's car again. Just some of the other weird and interesting features that we've spotted, or new to me, other people have pointed them out to me. But stuff that is weird about this car being South African. So there's its ID plate, riveted on rather than stamped in. That's the SAR, then it would have been R something blah 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 through there. It's got the Strombergs and it would have had aircon. I can't remember whether I mentioned that earlier. You can see the pulley's got the extra groove in it. Aircon is not Rover, it's some probably locally sourced South African aircon that would have gone through the bulkhead there rather than up through the vent and into the original airbox. And then it has this unit which is cut in and disappears into the Rover box, which is behind there. The seats, I thought they were standard fronts with a retrimmed rear bench, but they're not. The whole seat is different. The recline mechanism is different. The rails are different. The mounts are different. It's I don't know what they're out of or whether they were built custom for these cars, but yeah, a bit odd. It did have cruise control, but that's gone too. It's got features of a Series 1 body shell with these bobbins for crash protection, so the load is transmitted from there into the door through a bar to here. So that might have been for regs out there, or it's just a randomly early shell. Doesn't have a sunroof. It has green tinted anti-sun safety glass in the doors and the quarters, but the tailgate is a triplex bronze tint, so that's probably has come from the UK, but it must have been fitted when it was in South Africa, because it's got the South African reg engraved in it, so it's not like it's a replacement tailgate that was fitted. It's also got this Northcliffe car radio sticker, which we've just googled and turns out that's in Johannesburg. This is a kind of feature you would see on 80s cars as like a modified performance part, or you know, go down Halfords and buy one, but it's kind of cool, suits the car. Don't know whether that was South African, but it's there. What else? It's got a funky fuel tank guard. This is not like the twin plenum Vitesse fuel tank guard. It's a rather more hardcore affair. But yeah, it's a funky car. Then it's got the smaller Series 1 type bumpers, but they're not pressed stainless steel. There's some other sort of metal. They're much tougher. Odd. And they're powder coated black rather than shiny chrome stainless, or the sort of matte that you get on the V8-S's. Yeah, interesting car. And best of all, it has basically no rust. And original South African dust and dirt on it. With a polish, it would probably look really rather good. But it's a manual V8 that you can just bowl around in. It's a real cool car. There goes our lift. Luxury transport. Now, can you turn it around without mounting the pavement? Oh, you can. Not one for convention is our Neil. I said, gas the children. Unburnt hydrocarbons.
Where are you, Paul?
Somewhere in here.
So I haven't got a clue.
This is why I wish I had a car painted a brighter colour. Fuck's sake. Well, no one stole it. You can see where the SD1s have been. That's probably power steering fluid out of Neil's car. more urine out of Neil. Then over here we have a bit of, don't know what, that's probably engine oil out of JJ's V8-S. And then that stain over there, rudely interrupted by a red car, is more oil. And then under mine, it doesn't leak any fluids, but it certainly leaves its mark. So, ramp time, loady up time, driving home time. I think somebody might have been very kind and pumped my tyre up for me, which is much appreciated. I suspect it was Neil, but I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you. Yeah. It's just a cool car, isn't it? I love it. It's a shame that it's actually the driest it's probably been in my ownership, and for a number of years before I got it. But I'm going to have to take it home, and for the moment it will have to sit outside, but that's just the way it is. I will now do some windy winching, and we can have a laugh at what big pile of shite is left on the floor. It was Chris who pumped my tyre up, so that was really kind of him. Let's see how much rust there is. Do you know what? That is better than I expected. Considering how rotten it is, I guess it wasn't bouncing around a lot, and most of it fell out in the back of Neil's truck on the way up here. But yeah, not too bad. Got some rag. I'm going to clean that up, and then I'm going to go home. Bye. Postscript. I'm nearly home. The well, trailer lights all still work, which is great. That's all super duper. And most importantly, I've stocked up on instant curries and onion bhajis. But yeah, good little car, good little trailer, excellent tow car. I'm going home. Bye.